Here at Clyde Campbell Elementary, PE teacher Mrs. Markland went through hoops to help her students succeed. Dozens of people were here in Hickory in December watching the unveiling of the iconic Hickory wooden arches. But just 2 months later, the skyline looks much different after the arches came crashing down. Now this is Bee Tree Creek. Now the levels have gone down, but look at the pace of that water. It is still a lot faster than normal. Water was up to about mid-thigh, if you can believe that. And just to show you guys over here what the water level was like, it reached up to this level. You can see where the mud reached.
Andy Lopez.
Senior Andy Lopez earned an exercise science degree from Lenoir-Rhyne University. But the steps to get his degree were filled with heartbreak. Lopez is a catcher for the Bears.
I've been doing this for forever, and I've never needed it more than I have these past 3 years.
He grew up in Chicago, Illinois, and he's had a glove in his hand since he was 3.
I've had a couple knee surgeries because of it, but I love it because I get involved in every single play.
His passion for the game thanks to his late father, Lupe Lopez. In November 2020, his dad died from COVID-19. Less than a month later, Lopez's mom, Maria Lopez, also died from COVID-19.
I've pretty much dealt with the hardest thing I've had to go through.
Lopez interned with the university's athletic training program.
Right now I'm at 95 hours, I'm almost done.
His dad was a dispatcher for the Chicago Police Department for more than 30 years, inspiring Lopez with a career as a first responder.
I'm taking either a firefighter test or the Chicago Police Department test, but I don't know yet. I'm figuring it out.
When Lopez lost his parents, his world fell apart. He considered not coming back to school and staying in Chicago.
I've had long talks and stuff like that. I knew I couldn't put their hard work in vain.
With approval from the NCAA, the Bears community raised over $40,000 to help Lopez with tuition costs.
Hey!
Allowing him to finish what he loves.
I'm glad I got to be a part of the community and part of the baseball team, part of Bears community. I really enjoyed my time and I am going to miss it.
Bears!
So that's the finishing medal from the race.
Back home in Hickory, Bill Johncock just finished his 107th marathon at the Boston Marathon.
Yeah, a little bit sore and a little bit getting back into the groove at the office and life.
Johncock has logged more than 100 marathons, but completed thousands of races.
Well, my first marathon was with Dad when I was 15, and then when I was 19 and Dad was 55, we ran our first Boston together.
He went on to run 6 more marathons in Boston, but this past Monday was a first.
This is our training chair that we use for our daily runs.
Johncock ran over 26 miles, pushing his 23-year-old son Logan in a wheelchair. Logan weighs 110 pounds, the chair another 60.
Ready, set, ready, set, ready, set, go, Logan.
Logan has Angelman syndrome,
Good job.
a chromosomal abnormality.
Ready to go? Get your feet right. He's nonverbal, so he can't talk at all.
The trip to Boston was much anticipated. The father-son team qualified for the 2020 event. Then COVID hit. Logan's mom, Carol, said the team never stopped training.
It's good for him and it's good for them. It's what they do together. So Logan loves the long runs and he would be in that pushchair all day long.
Where's the O, Logan? You know where the O is. That's a different O, but yeah, that's an O. I think it's the motion that he likes. So he likes riding horses too.
And even though they're home resting for now,
Here we go. Yay! Yay, Logan.
Logan is ready for another long run with his dad.
You gonna give it to me so I can throw it?
Joshua Rohr has been training his new service dog for the last few months.
She's a Belgian Malinois, and her name is Justice Ray.
Before Justice, there was Sunshine,
There's Sunshine right there.
Rohr's partner for 4 years,
This is Sunshine Ray's paw print.
until she was hit and killed by a car in October.
Yeah.
Rohr battles with post-traumatic stress disorder since serving in the Iraq War.
She helps tremendously. I can't function without her.
He named her Justice
Come here.
because that's what he's fighting for. In November, Rohr and his attorney filed a misconduct complaint against the Gastonia Police Department after he was arrested in October and Sunshine was stunned by a taser. The department isn't commenting on an ongoing criminal investigation and would only say it continues to review all facts surrounding this incident, as well as the actions of all officers involved.
So it's really hard for me to function right now. I'm having a hard time with the trauma of what they did to me and the loss of her.
Gastonia police charged Rohr with panhandling, resisting arrest, and failure to provide identification after a caller reported he was asking for money at a busy Gastonia strip mall.
I was not panhandling. I was just walking around smiling and waving at people with Sunshine.
At the time, Rohr was living in a tent in the woods behind the Target in Gastonia, and he would routinely walk around with Sunshine.
Everybody loves Sunshine, and they said that I brightened their day.
A 911 call came in October 13th.
Gaston County Communications 669.
Is it legal for these adults to be standing on the intersection with a dog asking for money?
The cops showed up and said that they had a few calls, that 3 calls that I was soliciting or begging people for money, asking people for money. And I never asked anybody for anything.
Officers Maurice Taylor III and Sierra Brooks responded to the call. Rohr says he abided by all the officers' requests, including showing his military ID. But Gastonia PD says he resisted arrest. During the incident, Rohr says Sunshine was tased by the officers.
And this is the taser dart that was deployed into, one went into her rear end and the other one went into the back of her vest.
Rohr says it's been tough to process.
Of course, I was crying and screaming for help and asking people to record and asking them why they were doing that to me.
The community rallied around him.
The witnesses that saw what had happened had created a GoFundMe for me to get me out of jail.
He paid his $3,000 bond, but while Rohr was in custody, a community member tried to look after Sunshine. Sadly, police say Sunshine escaped, was hit by a car, and died.
I lost my mind. I went into a PTSD episode, and I couldn't bear the thought of living without her and that she was no longer with me, so I attempted to take my own life.
Gastonia police issued a statement saying, in part, the department fully understands the emotional impact that this entire incident, which includes the reported death of Sunshine, has had on all parties who are directly involved in this case. Officer Maurice Taylor III resigned in February, and Officer Sierra Brooks is still with the department. Rohr says the officers should face criminal charges.
They did not protect and serve. They escalated a situation that was not even a situation to begin with.
Rohr's attorney, Andrew Lebrecht, is asking for an outside investigation into the officers' conduct and to preserve any footage from the officers. A judge has ruled against releasing the body camera footage to the public. Rohr and his attorney have viewed it.
What is the point of that footage and them buying those cameras with their money if they're not going to immediately release that footage?
Rohr says for now, he's focused on keeping it together.
Go run.
Residents found him a camper to stay in.
My whole world was turned upside down in the blink of an eye just for smiling and waving at people.